Welcome back to Learn Japanese with translator and time traveler Valen Ark. It's been a while, my friends, but I'm back. And I'm loaded with more Japanese. And you know what that means? That means it's time to review. REVIEW-DOR calls for aid. And we will answer. And we will answer with random characters. We will not do them in order. We will see if we can remember them out of order. Let us go. Let us begin right now. I will not tell you what these are until the end. Start writing and reading and pronouncing. Come on. Here we go. Oh. Come on. Almost there. God. Last one. Here we go. Did you get them all? That was bo te shi tsu ke go go ya ma ha me o tsu he gi ma I no ta namae sensei. Take a breather. Relax. You have passed the review and saved REVIEW-DOR for today. So let's jump right back in on today's special Sunday afternoon episode of Learn Japanese. Now, like I've popped out on Twitter there, let you all know on the Twitterverse, I do apologize for being a little slow this past week and a half with the next episode here. I've been working very hard on a charity live stream, and I will tell you a bit about that later after today's episode. But first things first, as always, we want to go over today's characters, new characters. Now you see, we've already done all of hiragana, and we have come all the way up to ya, yu, yo. We finished that last time, and that means today is going to mark 19 and 20. These are the final columns, and then after that we're going to do some funky new stuff. It's going to kind of wrap up and pull together hiragana and katakana once and for all, but that's going to be next episode. So for now, let's jump on over. The first character we're going to do today is Da. Alright, you remember Da over here on hiragana, Da over here on katakana, and we went over how to pronounce these, Da, Ri, Ru, Re, Ro. If you need to, go back to that episode to look at where your tongue is placed. If you remember, around that time, I did some kind of crazy inner mouth graphic drawing like this that really doesn't resemble the inside of your mouth, but bear with me. So when we say the letter R in English, we kind of scrunch up our tongue like that. But in Japanese, you're gonna put it on kind of the roof of your mouth, like that there. Can I grab these points here? Oop. And you're gonna kind of go la. Okay, you're gonna touch the roof of your mouth in kind of the center of the roof of your mouth. Go la, bi, ru, re, ro. Okay, as compared to ra, ri, ru, re, ro. Okay, that's completely different tongue action going on there. La, ramen. All right, if you can remember that, then you're good to go for today, because coming up right now is the first character, Da, in katakana. Okay, and by the way, this is, when you write ramen, you actually do write it in katakana. Okay, because it's technically a foreign loanword. All right, it was taken from Chinese. Okay, so remember, you can come on over, check out that stroke order 1, a 2. That's it. We're still on the easy train here with katakana, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, Da. Okay, 1, 2, Da. That's it. Next up, we've got B. Okay, let us check it out. 1, 2. And you'll remember this looks a lot like the over from hiragana. And remember there's kind of a few ways you can do ri in hiragana. If we're doing it in hiragana, we can do it this way or like this, right? Either one's fine. This is almost the same thing, it just doesn't have the little tail here. And you cannot connect it like that, okay? So, when we do ri in katakana, it just simply looks like this. 1, 2, ri. 1, 2, ri. That's it. You got it. Next up, we've got ru. And that one looks like this. 1, 2. Easy. We got so many easy characters going on today. Check it out. Boom. Wait, that's ri. Check it out. Boom. That's ru. 1, 2. Ru. 1, 2. Ru. Nice and easy. Should have hopefully no trouble with these at all. Next up we've got re. Alright, even easier. Could you imagine that it could get any easier? It's just one stroke. It's just a little hook there, little fishing hook, okay? Re. One stroke, re. That's it. Remember, please keep it sharp and pointy. This is the tip of a sword. It's the edge of a blade. It is a super sharp, okay? Re. Boom. Almost there. No, just a box, guys. And we've done this box. Remember our old pal, the kanji for na? Okay, remember I just did this? 1, 2, 3. How many times have we done this? Many times. And this is a katakana character as well. So we just did it, and now we are doing ro. Check it out. Same stroke order. 1, 2, 3. Remember that we do one stroke and then the entire corner and then close the box. Okay? Easy peasy. 1 entire corner, close the box. And you notice if you want to look slick and clean, a lot of the time in Japanese, they don't do a perfect box like close it right on the edge. They leave these little foot stands there. Let's say that you're having a nice little bedside table and you got your little lamp here. This is where you go to bed at night, and here's your drawer. Okay, you need feet on the stand. How's it gonna sit there on your floor cleanly? How are you gonna get the dust out of there? I don't know, guys. 1, 2, 3. Okay, leave the little feetsies there if you want to be cool. You actually don't have to. People will just, you can do it like that. Everybody know what you're talking about. Okay, that's it. Go. You done it. Look at that. Boom. Column 19 done. And another quick freebie for today. We got column 20 here. Wa o n. And I told you last time, and I will tell you again now. This o. If you remember from hiragana, we use this as a grammar particle, right? Because it's used pretty much exclusively as a grammar particle, it's almost always going to be this. You're always going to use the grammar with hiragana. And we're going to go over this later too, but for now, I just want to let you know, this is almost never used. You're never going to see this character, but because it's technically part of the katakana chart, it's technically part of the language, you should probably just learn it right now. If you're already doing it, just throw it in the rotation, okay? Then if one day you do actually see it somewhere out in the wild, you'll know, and you'll have that secret knowledge that nobody else has, okay? But let's start off with wa. There it is. 1 and 2. All right, 1, 2. 1, 2. Wa. 1, 2. Wa. Okay. And this is the beginning of our favorite wang, because you would say it in katakana, not hiragana, like I first introduced it to you. All right. Onomatopoeia words usually, almost always, in katakana. I guess there's some exceptions to that, but if it's like an animal's voice or something, it's almost always written in katakana. So that is wa. Next up, we've got O. And again, just like hiragana, I wrote the W there for reference because it's technically part of the W set. But when you pronounce it, you don't say whoa, you don't say wo, you say O. Okay? There's exceptions to that, but that's like advanced stuff that we're not going to go over right now. So, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Be careful, you might be used to doing this first stroke all in one go, but since there's a second line here, you actually have to split it up. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So don't do this. Okay, that's wrong. Do this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's O. 1, 2, 3. O. And technically, this is oh so slightly longer than this bottom one. Oh so slightly longer than the top one. Don't care. Never gonna write or see this. Don't care. All right, you just gotta get this one in there. Okay, put it in your rotation. Get it out of the way. That is O. All right, and last but not least. The only consonant, it also exists in katakana. Okay, the only consonant by itself without a vowel attached to it. Valen. 1, 2. Be careful here. You're starting up top, you do the dash, and then you start from the bottom and go up. Okay? If you remember when we did tsu, it's a similar stroke, except it doesn't have 2 of the quotation mark looking things here. Okay, it just has 1. Alright? And it's somewhat at an angle, all right? It's not coming down. That would look like sol, if you remember. All right, so let's go at an angle here. Be careful. 1, 2. Whoa. All right, thank you, Illustrator, for that nice circle, but we don't need that. 1, 2. All right. That's it. Hey. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We've done it. And that marks the end of katakana. And now you've learned hiragana and katakana both. Okay? Maybe we'll go over this later. You know, the gagigugego, zajizuzezo, dajijudedo, babibubebo, papipupebo. But look, I think when we went over these, you got it. All right, you do the same thing for these. Okay, so if I took the ka from katakana and I put that there, and now it's ga. All right, if we took ki from katakana and I did that, now it's ki. And so on and so forth. You're just taking 10-10 for each of these sets, or 10-10 or maru for the haihuhe whole set, and turning them into babibubebo, papipupebo. All right. So, for example, what's that? He. All right. What's that? Ba. Now what is it? Pa. Same exact system, same exact method, same exact little modifier characters as either 10-10 or maru. So you should not have trouble with that. I suggest you throw those into your rotation as well. One suggestion would be to, when you do kakikukeko, you can right after them do gagigugego. Or if you'd rather do ka, ga, ki, gi, ku, gu, ke, ge, ko, go, you can do it in that rotation as well, or you can go through the whole set, kakikukeko, sashisuseso, tachitsudedo, all the way to the end, and then go and do gagigugego, dajizudedo, etc. It's up to you how you want to throw them into your rotation. The important thing is just that you know how to read and write them pretty much on command. So the best way to do that is to throw them in your rotation somewhere. Okay? With that said, come on over. We've gone over a lot of vocabulary words up till now, haven't we? Your friend, watashi, hito, namae, anata, kata, minna, or minna, chan, kun, jin, which is another way to pronounce hito when it's used as a suffix for national of, right? And last time we went over well, actually 2 times ago. Sensei for teacher, right? Don't call yourself sensei. We went over gakusei for student. And we also went over kyoshi, which is how you would refer to yourself if you're a teacher. But you could also use it for other people as teacher as well. The important thing is you don't call yourself sensei. If you're a teacher, you call yourself kyoshi, because sensei is a term of respect, and you don't want to be pompous about yourself like that, okay? Just like you wouldn't add san to your own name. And so what are we doing today? We're just going to pop on a little bit of a longer, harder one to officially wrap up the katakana day there. Since we have kind of an easier go at katakana, we're going to try throwing in a little bit of a harder vocab word here, because this vocab word is using 1, 2, 3 kanji. So technically you're learning 3 kanji today, but I want you to not think of them as 3 separate kanji. I want you to think of them as one word. Okay, and what is that word? Let's sound out the hiragana here, right? Ka, I, sh. Sha, I, n. And why did I hesitate there? Because I have to remind you again that when you take shi, right? And if we were just doing ya, this would be shiya. But if we do shi and little ya, now it's sha. Remember how that works? I'm thinking we want to do a whole lesson about these later, but I keep bringing them up, just like slowly introducing you how they work. Basically, by now, if you've been watching the whole series, you should know that if you make one of these characters tiny, it'll attach to the character before it to make this like compound sound. I think we will go over those later, but just for now, know that that means sha. So, what's the point of me telling you that? Well, kaishain, right? There's a few things I want to explain about this, but for now, you see it says company employee, right? Come on over to your handy-dandy vocab list for Minna no Nihongo, if you're following that textbook. Again, the website is up here if you want it. Somebody who has uploaded all of the vocabulary lists for each chapter and their English counterparts. So much appreciated to denisowski.org. Thank you very much. But you'll see following our last vocab words there, we had kyoshi and we had gakusei, and now we're up to kaishain. And directly after it, you'll see shain, which is the same word here, it just doesn't have kai at the beginning. So what's the difference? Well, kaishain means company employee. Shain just means employee of some company. So you'll see Denisowski here has said, parentheses, used with a company name. And that is, yeah, that's kind of how you explain it, because let's say if kaishain means company employee, you would need the company name. Well, not necessarily, but for example, Sony shain, or you could say Sony no shain, because no is the possessive particle. Either way would work for that. And that would mean like an employee of Sony. Okay? I know I'm throwing this at you quick. Don't worry about that too much for now. That's just a little tidbit of knowledge there. We'll learn more about that when we actually construct sentences. So another little piece of trivia for you here. Kaisha by itself just means company. So you're learning a lot of different words here just by virtue of learning these 3 kanji. Okay? And in is a kanji that you'll see show up in a lot of other places too, because it just means like member of something. So if we said member of company, well, as one word, then it turns into company employee, right? Pretty much. That's how Japanese works. You'll start to see that it is a very logical system. When you look at Japanese at first and you see all these thousands of characters, you just, your head gets ready to explode because you don't know what's going on. But as you slowly start to learn each of these characters and you see how they can be used in other words too, and you see why that is, because each one has a meaning by itself, and then when they're put together, they form a specific word, it'll really start clicking together there, hopefully. And I will go slow with each word, just like I'm doing here, and really try to explain why they mean what they mean. But in this case, it's company and attached to member of, so we get company employee, kaishain. Okay? And what do? We searched on Jisho, because we want to know how to write the stroke order every time. Before we go and write it, we want to check that stroke order, right? You can always click the handy animation there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, fairly straightforward. So let's start with kai. In this case, kai of kaishain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all one stroke there. 6, kai. Okay, and mine's a little lopsided and whoop-de-doo. This one's perfectly straight, don't care. Handwriting, let's keep going. Kai, all right. And then next, what do we have? You just hit the old back button there and hit the next word in the list. Sha. In this case, it could be read as different pronunciations, but in this word, it is pronounced as sha. Let's see how it looks there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So let's watch that slowly in action here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sha. So now we have kaisha, which means by itself company. I'm actually curious why they didn't just write this first in the vocabulary list. I don't know why we go straight to kaishain, but that's how this textbook goes. So what are you gonna do but follow it to your best of your ability? So this is kaisha, company. All right, and if we just throw on that last kanji there, and let's see how it's constructed. It just scroll past the ad there, guys. We don't need to see that. There it is. In. Okay, in this case, pronounced in. And this is just a bunch of boxes, guys. It looks complicated, but it's totally simple. Check it out. If you're used to writing that little box, it's just squished this time. Then you start with a new box, put some lines in it, close it off, and give it some feet. And that's it. So let's check that out. The usual box, but just squished up on top. So we go 1, 2, 3. And then let's go ahead and do another box there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close it off. And then give it feet. 9, 10. That's it. Kaishain. Company. Employee. That's all there is to it, guys. If you just got through this, you are ready to start showing off your crazy Japanese skills, because this is a 3-parter. Everybody around you who just doesn't know Japanese is watching you write this out on your paper. You can, don't you gloat, but you can think in your head, right? Just check me out. You know what I'm saying? This is your first 3-parter. So that's it. So by virtue of learning these 3 kanji, you have learned company, you have also learned company employee, and you've also learned member, because this by itself would just be that member or employee, or like there's a bunch of different things that it could end up being. Where's my web browser? There it is. So if we looked specifically just at this word, let's erase the kanji portion of that. Yeah, it just says member here, right? And you'll see it can be used in other words, like inzu would be number of people or things, because su or zu in this case would be like count or number. So you see it can be added to a bunch of different words to mean all sorts of things. But in our case, that's it. It's kaishain, company employee. So that about wraps it up for today's lesson. Get rid of this, thank you. There is one little thing I want to go over. I mentioned that I'm going to be doing an IRL live stream in just a few days now. So I really hope I can get this. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope this is up before I actually do it. But this time on March 10th, starting at 10:45 a.m., definitely by 11 a.m. here in Japan. If you're in the United States, that will be March 9th in the evening at EST time, 8:45 start, all the way through the evening, probably around 2 o'clock in the morning. I will be out in the city of Rikuzentakata. And I will be live streaming there from Rikuzentakata. And why will I be live streaming from there? Well, that is one of the coastal cities of Japan, and on March 10th is the day we're going out, but the next day, on the 11th, is the official 10-year mark since the Great East Japan earthquake in 2011, and that earthquake was the cause of a big tsunami that devastated the coast, and one of those devastated cities was Rikuzentakata City. So I do want to show people how far they have come in the recovery efforts, and I will be out there with Hey Poot Poot, aka Patrick. Hey Poot Poot over here on Twitch, if you want to look him up, and I will link to this if you're watching on YouTube as well. But basically, I am going out to help out raise money for Sakura Line 311. Okay, and this is an organization that is planting cherry blossoms along the entire coast in a line. And that line is technically where the waves came in. So all the way up to the waves that the tsunami hit is where they're planting these cherry blossoms. And that's going to be it's like 105 miles long. It's insane. And every 10 meters, they're planting one tree. So it's going to come out to like 17,000 cherry blossom trees. And they've already planted like 1,700 or something, like 10% of them have already been planted, but they're still working on it. They think it's going to take like 20 years, and it takes a lot of money to do that, because it's not only just planting the trees, it's also taking care of them and raising them. E-White 1893 says, konnichiwa. Hello to you, E-White 1893, welcome. So we will be out there on the coast on March 10th to show off the recovery efforts and to raise money for Sakura Line 311. So if you go to my About section of this Twitch page here, you can go ahead and donate to Sakura Line 311. You can click this banner and it'll take you over to Tiltify, the safe way to donate. I do not touch a penny of the money that gets donated and sent. I cannot touch it. It doesn't come to me in any way, shape, or form. The only thing I can do here is tell you guys to go to this link and donate to them. So when you hit donate, it goes directly to Sakura Line 311 on behalf of us, Team Sakura. That's me and Hey Poot Poot. We got some people here. Tom Hank. Hi, I'm Tom Hank. Okay. Can you eat the cherries right off the tree, or do you have to treat them with something? I think you cannot eat anything off of the cherry blossom tree, although sakura petals are used in some confections, and they are rather tasty. So maybe if you want to try eating them, but I wouldn't recommend it. And please don't eat the trees that are in memory of the Great East Japan earthquake. That would not be nice. And how can I support the cherry trees? Well, right here on this page. And guys, we are amazed already. $600 already? We haven't even gone live yet. You guys are crazy. All right. We have a humble goal of 1,500, which is like around 10 trees, right? Because I think it comes out to like around $150 a tree or something like this. It's somewhere around there. But the fact that we've already raised $600 and we've barely done any PR or not have gone live yet is amazing. Down here, look at these crazy donations, guys. You're nuts. And one from Merle here. It says, good luck, Pat. Good job. God bless always. Bring up my face real quick. Who do we got? We got so much going on here. Dun, dun. Thank you to Nuecos. Thank you to Master Jisho, Junation 90. Fluffy Doge. I love the Fluffy Doge. Exo Teddy B. Miguel Jacquesson. Pro Wrestle Machine. And Krillany. And in Arrow, a very belated thank you so much for that $20 donation. $20 tip to me, I should say. In Arrow says, thank you for the videos. I can never catch you on Twitch, but I'm following on YouTube. Stay safe. In Arrow, I do know you're following on YouTube. You're one of my few well, one of my few followers at all. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate you following me despite me just not even streaming for an entire week and a half there. I know that you're following along with the Learn Japanese series, and you're taking it seriously, and I saw your screenshots of your work there. You're doing great. Keep up the good job. Thank you so much for that donation. In Arrow, you just knocked out Icy Purr and Peanut. Bam, slam, explosion, boom. In Arrow just comes in with a $20 tip. Thank you so much. You really, you guys, even those of you who don't tip me, the guys who do tip me, I love y'all. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you this coming Tuesday if you're in the United States, Wednesday if you're in Japan. Again, IRL live stream over in Rikuzentakata for a great charity, Sakura Line 311, and I hope to see you then. So with that said, take care.